Let's go. By your normal response. No, back. I hear people say those things talking about, oh, that's a goody two shoes right there, or you just this, you just that. Well, you must be the other damn temptation. You must be the shit that puts people in the mentality to deal with the opposite value of things, right? So all these little terms the fast people come up with to say, oh, you're just a goody, you just this, you just why aren't you that? What happened in your past to where you got off track? You need to assess that. You need to look at that. Matter of fact, you might need to be the one in your family checking your ancestors or checking your parents or checking your uncle for what they did to you when you was a child to have you stuck in that mentality today. You tell me, oh, I've been drinking since I was 6. Why, motherfucker? Go find out why they put that in your stomach for. Or I've been doing this for this long. Well, go ask them why they put you through that. Shake up your own life because this is a reality. Everything on this planet right now, smiles, glitz, and glamour, is all temptation. Look at everything you look at. Even people of a holy aspect got to show you that they sexy. What does the word sex-y mean? The word sex is to have intercourse. E means the action of. So that means when I look at you and I call you sexy, I should be thinking about effing you. There's no gorgeous no more. There's no, the energy you put off is beautiful. There's none of that no more. I appreciate what you wrote because just from it coming from you got to be a blessing from the divine. Nobody walks like this. Y'all too busy trying to find out the quickest and easiest way to get to the center of the center of the Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop. Most of you got to figure this shit out in your damn head like, oh, I think I can do it if I do that. It's not even an attempt. Most of these women more savage than you niggas is. There's no attempt to do nothing. The world we living in is temptation or standing in your station. Temptation, stand in your station. Temptation, stand in your placement. Temptation, stand in your placement. Y'all want to have it both ways, and they think because the world has been twisted up, divine is just going to grant this holy glass of liquor to give everybody an opportunity to F up on purpose. Nah, it don't work like that. I protect fools and babies. I can tell when you stupid. But I also can tell when you know better. See, your actions speak to that. When y'all all bragging. I was listening to this female the other day, right? And she was talking like her man, I guess, who she got a baby with, you know, um, it was, I think, some subbly living together or some aspect or whatever. And she flipped on him. She was like, yeah, I cheated on you. So what? He was like, what you mean, so what? I love you. It's like, F that, you this, you that. He was like, well, if that's how you feel, get the F out. He was like, he switched all his good energy from caring and subsequently being the provider and the protector to the value of this, what she reflected onto him. F you, nigga. Yeah, I cheated on you. Don't give a shit. So what? Da 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 da. He's like, oh, word, that's how you feel? Well, get your shit and get the fuck out. I care nothing about you or your child. She was like, what? Because she wasn't doing anything. Ants all over the damn place. You won't do nothing. You ain't got no value to anything. The world shows you the essence of the value of someone's character. Oh, we can do this. Who tells you this shit? Who told you you can be these particular ways in the world? Who tells you that it's okay for you to manifest this shit around your family, your children, even your future? Who tells you this? Temptation does. It's a I always talk about the fan animations, right? Fan animations. And y'all know I've been watching this. If you've been following me, you know I've been watching this fan animation called um the Vegito saga. It's the Goku the Dragon Ball Z ship. It's the Vegito saga. This one particular joint I watched last week. So they're combined as two beings, but they got all these other beings in them too that makes them this massive, strong warrior. And they finally go up against the supreme angel, right? So somehow and all that, Satan got up in there. They call him Lucifer on this. They call him Lucifer. That's his name. So Lucifer gets in to the body of Vegito. You know what I'm saying? And Vegito wanted to use his power, but he didn't want him to take him over. Think about what I'm saying. Vegito wanted to use the power, but he didn't want Satan to take him over, or Lucifer, to take him over. So Lucifer was not just in Vegito; he was also in Vegeta, which was one of the combinations of the two. Goku was the other one, Vegeta was the other one. But when Vegito became a being, he was able to separate things that was in him because he became his own being, his own point of origin between two of everything, right? Listen to what I'm saying. He became his own balance between everything. So he let Goku and Vegeta out to fight beside them so they can try to win this war or whatever. Vegeta gets taken over by Lucifer. Lucifer is like trying to come out through Vegeta as a portal. He's trying to come out into the real world through Vegeta as a portal. He was going to use Vegeta's body to come out. So here go Vegito, the combination of the two, telling him to get a hold of himself. Do not allow Lucifer to take over his whole body. So Vegeta starts fighting it a little bit. They show you a scene inside Vegeta's mind where Lucifer is yelling at Vegeta. He's like, if you're going to get the strongest, you have to use my power. That idiot over there doesn't understand what you're doing. You have to take in all my power if you want to win this. So Vegeta's like, idiot, power. So he takes in more of Lucifer's power at that point. He becomes a lot stronger. Vegito is like, no, don't do that. Da, da, da. We got to keep him at bay. We don't want to let him out. We just want to win. That scene right there spoke to me in so many different ways. I was younger, right? And people used to fight. We used to fight, and I can't fight. Liking to fight was something different. I would always be hurt after I beat somebody ass. Like this is what people don't know about me. After I fought and won, I would cry sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be in tears and shit because I had to whip somebody ass. I would have a level of fear from hurting people because I knew that body was not mine. That was Divine's body. Regardless of what they was doing with it, I would hurt people and be hurt after I hurt people. Like I don't know what that shit was about. You know what I'm saying? As I got older, it got weaker because I was immersing myself more in worldly things. So I comprehended that. But Divine brought me through that to solidify a connection to a true value that I was literally feeling the emotions of others. So how bad I felt was how they felt after I thrashed them. That's basically what it was. It's a lot of energy compacted inside these vessels that we carry. And ultimately, we're only supposed to be here for the divine. That's the whole point. We're supposed to be here in service to the Most High for you to absorb the rest of the divine energy coming through, so that therefore, you can grow in the retrospect of what you're supposed to grow as. You'll never know what that is because the world has promoted a whole bunch of things to keep you in the incubator. When you don't got nobody to talk to, when you don't got nobody to lean on, you know what I'm saying? When you feel as if everything is drawn out and you by yourself, you know what you got to lean on? Yourself and the Most High. That's it. Once you develop that as an understanding, a character, you know what happens? You become stronger. You become strong to the world. You start seeing everything the world puts out as what it is, something the world is just trying to put out. Anybody can get down and grind with the best of them. But if that was the case, we wouldn't have ascension, the reason to rise from. It's a lot of terms that were created that are subtle to an action. Like when you're thinking about the phoenix and the fire rising from the ashes to be a divine pretense. Who is visualizing this shit, looking at it like, yo, this is what this is and this is what that is? That speaks to a level of intelligence that already existed through time and indefinite. So is that to say this entertain me for a minute? The world wants us to believe that it was dumb to smart, right? And I see a lot of people who just don't learn, but I don't see it as being from dumb to smart. It's places where people haven't learned, haven't had chance to study things or actually build their character for oneself. I see that. But in the same breath, it's too many intelligent situations through iniquity that exist. These situations through antiquity, iniquity, I don't care how you want to say it, potato, potato. Um, these situations that happened through those times, they couldn't have been fortified by ignorance. It just wouldn't have happened. I think the level of intelligence has always been there. That would be the only way for you to be tempted. You would have to been the only way you can be tempted unless you understand what that is. So you came in with knowing right and wrong from the start. They're not gonna tell you that you always been intelligent, divine, endowed and imbued people with levels of knowledge to be in an existence. How would you experience not knowing what experience is? These are all nuances that come with you in the beginning. This is what makes a character. This speaks to energies having capabilities, thoughts, and knowledge, intelligent before birth. This war has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with you people out here that are playing a major role in keeping it this way. It has nothing to do with that. So you have to think and ask yourself, why are you playing these roles to these particular values? Why are you a thought? Why are you a whore? Why are you this nigga or this female? Like, why are y'all playing these roles in this world? And I know it feels good, but that's also addiction. I felt it before. I know what it feels like. It's a great thing. Who divine doesn't make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a great thing. But in the same time, are we supposed to overindulge in these things in life? Overindulgement, overindulging is OD. Overdosing, overindulging, OD. Those are the acronyms to those words. So why would you overindulge in life what divine has given you to have for a full, like, you can't eat everything in one sitting, especially if you're supposed to exist forever. So like the act of being greedy or the act of obtaining more than what you have, it kind of sells the idea of living forever short, because it's like you feel like you got to get it all now. If you get it all now, what is the future experiences going to be? You got everything. What are you in a rush to experience life for if you following divine? If you following the most high, then you're gonna stay young. You're gonna get a chance to experience everything fully. So an experience is not gonna be momentary. It's not gonna be a short term. It's not gonna be 5 minutes or a TikTok video. That's not gonna be your experience level. That's not gonna be your attention span. The divine attention span, sometimes my grandfather used to take all day to do shit, and we'll be sitting around swinging at flies and all that, bored, like nothing happening. It's bored. I'm bored. There's nothing. There's nothing to do. It's be bored. It's because you're not thinking. It's not. You're not using your mind. There's so many things around. If I have the mind that I have now when I was young, I would have had solidified shit when I was already, you know what I'm saying? I would have been doing shit already when I was young. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you grow into the capability of being able to contain your thoughts. But you gotta be guided with that. That's divine guiding you. So then for when you get old enough to structure your thoughts, you can bring that into fruition. That's the journey. But nobody looks at life like that. You don't sit down and say, well, now we're in a better position to where I can allow my fortuitive growth to come into fruition, whether that's for your children, whether that's for yourself, whether that's for anything. We don't supposed to hold negative nothing. And if you doing that, you got another entity attached to your ass. You got a whole nother demon attached to your back. But you don't want to swallow that because you're too busy running your mouth everywhere you go. You're too busy competing. You're too busy lying and pointing your finger and trying to make somebody seem or look a certain way. You're too busy peeping around corners, stalking my efforts and all this shit. The value of your life has shrunk down to the same thing of a night crawler. You know, the creeps. The creeps come out at night. What's a creep? Something that creeps around. Something that can't face your value directly. Something that bites their tongue to speak about things in other places other than to the face of the individual. Something that manipulates your animal. What does an animal do? It has to plot and plan and attack. Jaguars, they beautiful, but they sit in the woods and they watch and they stalk until they can pounce. Lions, they are golden, so they can hide in the daytime in the tall golden grass and creep up on the animal so they can attack it. Look how the world has masculine, masculinized, masculinized. I can't say it, but you know what I'm trying to say. My tongue is not letting it roll correctly. Masculinized. I got it. Masculinized. They have masculinized the value of even animals. You see them all on movies. You see them portrayed in cartoons. The bravado, and they're putting this on particular animals because of their low level of retrospect to nature and life. So if I can make you revere them as something great, you will revere the negative things that we do in life as great also. This is why people are considered to be characteristic traits of animals. You're like a lion, you're a beast, you're this, you're that, and y'all sit there and carry these terms like this. It's intelligent. Y'all be like, yeah, that was hard. No, it wasn't. Like, no, that's dumb as shit to even promote that. But we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna have this conversation because y'all comfortable in your blood. You're comfortable in your demonology. You're comfortable in your rhetoric of comprehension. You're comfortable in your prey mentality. You're comfortable in your stalkish animalistic mind. So everything that happens in the world, you watch these things just to gain a level of information. You're not human. You're not a divine being. You're an animal. It's a fact. It's a fact. Everybody's afraid. Everybody's afraid. You can't say this. You can't say that. Or I won't do this. I won't do that. The fuck? I don't need it. I don't need it if that's what it is. Then people lie to hide shit. Well, everything that you lie about has to come to fruition. I was looking. I was looking. I was looking on something yesterday on who to contact for certain things. I was looking on things yesterday, like and talking to certain people, like about court shit and signings and things where your name should be in particular aspects. And I was speaking to people about how to find out if or where that went, if somebody's name on. I was asking certain questions, and Devon was leading me to do these things because I wasn't even thinking about it. It just kind of popped up out of the blue. So I was like, all right, I'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? And a lie don't care who tell it. I'm trying to tell you, a lie doesn't care who says it. A lie doesn't care who says it. A lie does not care who says it. A lie don't care who tell it. And I swear on everything, no matter what you took, what you did, how you did it, you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay for it, and that's a fact. You will pay for everything that you do in your life. You know how I know? Because I've paid for things that I've done in my life. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was reminding me of some things I did when we was younger. I mean, literally 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Remember this time?" Da, 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 da. I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm nowhere near that person no more. I'm actually more refined as a person. All my skills are more refined. It doesn't matter what it was. I didn't lose anything. They just got better. And that's where you give your reverence to the divine when divine starts to heal you through subsequent value that you didn't understand was taking place in your life. You might have seen these things as turmoil. You might have seen these things as you might have seen these things as pains you was going through. No, you give them to divine and let divine refine your mind through these things. Crack open your mind, then you will find the real diamond. Refine, shine, then leave behind what's all common. Crack open your mind, then you will find a real diamond. Refine, shine, then leave behind what's all common. Mental capabilities, capable astro. Universal principles, principles passed on. It's Naga. It goes over everybody's heads. And that's what divine knowledge will always do, especially when you're dealing in temptation. When everything you live is the level of demonic value. Oh, I can have this. I can do this for myself. You're a liar. You don't know anything. As a fact, you don't really know. That's why you believe these falsified rhetorics about yourself. This is why you walk around saying to yourself that these things are true and they're not. And that's a fact. The only thing you're supposed to do is stand strong in the value to protect what you created. That's your job. So even within the actions of others that move through this world in a way to subsequently attack these values in yourself, divine sees that. Divine sees you're doing that. Divine sees you standing in the way of the growth. You stood in your own way of the growth. Impatient. Who sets rules for the motion of someone's growth? Not even your parents. When you are grown, you are grown. Who stands in the way of that? Someone who has agendas. Most of you won't sit down and take accountability for nothing because you're too busy blaming. You're too busy pointing your finger. I've already given it to God. I've already given everything in existence to divine. Every night I'm having a conversation with divine. I sit down every night and I complain to my father. I don't give my energies or my negatives to the world for what? What are y'all going to do? What are you going to do that you haven't done already? So why would I confide anything into you people? Why would I turn around and run to give my love, my attention, my chariot, the things that I can do to make things better? Why would I run and bring this to you? I'm not satisfied with what the world's done me. Just because I don't respond in the way that a demon would respond to things, it doesn't make the way I live wrong or a particular attribute. It doesn't exist. It shows, actually it shows my level of strength because I can bring that somewhere else. It took a long time to actually learn to do that because I would snap. I would snap real fast. Hold on. I would snap real fast when I was young. And they would try to make it look like I had a mental issue or whatever because I'm angry. Oh, like you can't get angry. If you get angry, we're gonna tell people this because of the shit they was doing. Don't worry, I got a nice story for the world. Oh yeah, I got a nice story. It doesn't even matter. It's just like everybody talk. I got a story to tell. Like they want you to shut up. Well, give me my shit. I'll shut up. You gotta hear a word from me. Give me my shit. Give me what's mine's. Want me to stop talking? Give me what's mine's. Do right by me. You want me to stop talking? Don't sit there trying to negotiate my life so you can win. Negotiate your situation so you can get the hell out of my way. That's the fact. Negotiate your system so you can get the hell out of my way. Because it doesn't even matter what I tell the world. I don't have an ego to tell the world anything. You see what I'm saying? I don't feel the need to go run out here and be like, "Oh world, guess what happened to me?" That shit means nothing to me. But I will continue to speak towards the value of failures, losers, liars, manipulators, cheaters, and all you other dirt bags that live in the world, no matter who you connected to, if you're connected to me, I'm going to talk about it. I might not talk about you directly, but I'm going to talk about it, whether you like it or not. I'm going to speak on it because this makes the character aware. This gives the opportunity to the youth who are not tainted or changed in some way to become negative. It gives them an opportunity to fight for what's given to them naturally. Instead of you people pushing all your crimes and your ill malcontent of circumstances onto the youth and then saying, well, this is what you got to deal with. We ain't gonna keep doing that. I didn't even care about the stories when people talk trash about my old heads. I didn't care about that because you got to come run go tell me that. You had to run go tell me how bad somebody was opposed to what they did to me or for me. You are the wrong person. I never thought that the people that was being told to me or told something about was wrong. I thought about the person who was telling me. I'm like, yo, why you telling me this right now? Like you gaining something out of telling me this shit. I would get mad at people. Why you trying to turn me against so and so? Let me call them real quick and see if they want to have that conversation with you. It's so many little nuances I had to went through as a kid that would always fall short because people don't really want to be that bold. They don't really want to be that live. They don't really want to be true. You don't really want to stand on truth. You want to be the progenitor of the negative shit because that's really what you're so about. I've been standing alone for a long time, even when I shouldn't have been standing alone. You know how it felt when I watched my brothers watch me fight by myself? And I would have killed the world for them niggas? You know how I felt when I heard certain things come from people's mouths that were supposed to be closer to me than anything? You know how that shit made my heart feel? You know how many times somebody would tell me something going on with somebody or somebody would show me some proof and I would literally sit there in that pain. Every time I had to pray to the Most High, I had to pray to divine. I had to pray to the Most High Father to remove these things that I didn't understand why people so close to me would do. No, you don't get to use my love. You don't get to use my protection. You don't get to have me around to solidify something for yourself. It doesn't work like that. I'm never going to turn my back on God. I don't give a shit what none of you people did. I tell God on everybody. I'm a big snitch. I tell God on everybody. I don't give a shit what you got to say. On my knees, I'm praying. This is what happened today, Father. I ain't got no smoke for you. I'm not gonna curse you out. I'm not gonna call you and ask you this. I'm not gonna say why you said that. I don't give a shit about y'all people. I do right because that's who I am. I'm not doing it to help you. I'm doing it because that's how it was made. And that's a fact. I'm not doing it to please nobody. I'm doing it because that's how it was made, how it was created. Y'all get this shit mixed up because you believe you gotta be these ways. No, people affect certain ways that people deal with, and why they affecting you with these ways you dealing with, you changing right over to the same shit that's affecting you. But you gonna cry later about that shit hurting. But then 2 days later, you doing the same thing to somebody you know in your family. This is what temptation does. It makes you formulate false realities that you live within yourself. It's not you, it's what happened to you. I ain't gonna hold you though. My bro on the phone. I hit y'all back later. Naga.